Here's this infamous hadith, and I think someone's told me that it exists in Bible as well, where Jesus said that, "Oh, you need to love me more than your family or whatever." Blah 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 blah. But look at this one. But this is Sahih al-Bukhari, 15, pretty early on. To love the Messenger Muhammad is a part of your faith. So if you don't love him more than everything in your life, your children, your lives, your livelihood, everything, then your faith is not complete. So this is the reason why a lot of Muslims say, hey, you know what? If you don't like my prophet, I'm going to F you up. So the prophet said, none of you will have faith till he loves me more than his father, his children, and all mankind. Sahih Bukhari 15. So you might say, wow, what a narcissistic individual. So Muhammad was, like he was an orphan. He wanted to marry this woman, Halima, and who was his cousin, by the way. And she said, his uncle, Abu Talib, he said, no, sorry, man. I know you're like a son to me, but after all, you're still a freaking orphan. So stay away from my daughter. So, by the way, later on, when Abu Talib died, Muhammad had a very successful prophetic career. He again offered her to be his, I don't know, 11th or 12th wife at that time, and she said, "Oh, shame on you! I'm an old woman now. I'm a daddy." She was a granny by that point. She said, "No, Muhammad, get out of here." So Muhammad always felt the need to be loved. Like he was again, I'm doing a psychoanalysis. It actually makes sense. Like the guy, his mother gave him up. We spoke about it last week. When he was born, his mother gave him up, and he was returned 2 or 3 years later, I think. And then as soon as he came back to his original birth mother, Amina, unfortunately she died. So, and then he was raised by his grandfather, and then he died, and then by his uncle, who also said, no, sorry, you're like a son to me, but you're not. Okay, you're an orphan. So he had this, inferiority complex. He wasn't loved enough by anyone, and that's why these are the traits. That's how you build your narcissistic characteristics. This is why he probably came up with this. But that man came up with these ridiculous ideas, but he left the world in a mess because of these ideas. And this is a reason why we see, we love Muhammad more than our lives. But this is the common argument. They say, oh, yeah, what if somebody abuses your mother? Yeah, you're not going to like it. So that's why you're going to stab him. Yeah, no, we won't. But that's the common argument that they give. This is where it comes from. And sometimes some people take it to the next level. This is where they take it. This guy killed his parents over blasphemous comments against Prophet Muhammad. This guy, look at him. Look at him. This guy, this gentleman, the lover of the Prophet, and he used this thing. Mankaila Ahmadu, who killed his parents in Gagarawa local government area of Jigawa state, said he did so because they uttered blasphemous comments against the Prophet. Mr. Ahmadu, a singer and a member of Tijanana Islamic sect, I don't know about this one, must be an African sect, said his parents mocked and called him a mad person, opposed him being a praise singer for the Prophet, probably was singing nasheeds. Nasheeds are basically sucking up Muhammad, saying that, oh, how great Muhammad was. Yeah, he was the most handsome man. When he walked around, stars fell down because stars had never seen someone as beautiful as Muhammad. Even though he had broken teeth and cut up lip because he got bashed around in the Battle of Uhud. But anyway, that's besides the point. Pestle. Yeah, he used pestle to kill his father, Ahmad Muhammad, 70 years old. See, what a brave man, killed a 70-year-old man who is the village head of the Zarada community in the Gagarawa council area, and his mother, Ahmad Huawei, 60-year-old woman and a 70-year-old man, let alone them being his parents. In a recorded video in the police custody shared with Premium Times, Mr. Ahmadu said he has no regrets for what he did because he was commanded to do so. Why? Because Prophet Muhammad did that. I killed them because they refused to accept the truth concerning the Prophet Muhammad. I killed them because they abused the Prophet, and the punishment is death. There is no repentance for any person who abused the Prophet. I am a praise singer for the Prophet. Yeah, I just suck up Prophet Muhammad for living. This year, I intend to do a video for my song, and God willing, he still intends to do a video. Um, he might be released. Who knows? I will do that. I will be free because God is with the righteous person. Self-righteousness. Look at this. People, after murdering people, they think that they're going to heaven. They've done something good. This is why I'm not worrying over my action, Mr. Ahmadi said. My parents don't like Prophet Muhammad because I adore him. They called me a mad person. I pleaded with my father to support my work, and I told him that I don't womanize. I'm not a gambler. I don't do drugs. I just kill people. Look at the priorities. I don't womanize. I'm not a gambler. I don't do drugs. I don't steal, but I kill my parents. My mother used to go to neighboring towns to blackmail me, telling people to reject me whenever I came to sing praise. Obviously, there's a bit of exaggeration, but what makes people do this? There was another news story.
Can I answer that? Islam.
Yeah, there you go.
The love for the Prophet.
Yeah, there was a man who killed his father in Pakistan because he didn't pray. Let me find a news story.
That's the thing, Horace. Like, again, we take it so for granted that we were born into Islam and we came out of it like relatively unscathed, let's say, and we're able to be in a position of power now where we can talk about it. But can you imagine? It's literally just like the luck of the pick of a hat that you could have one really, really fundamentally inclined family member who could actually be share the same four walls as you and maybe kill you in your sleep because you didn't fast, or because they didn't think you were pious enough, or because you didn't wake up for tahajjud, which is like the prayer before Fajr even, which is at some ungodly hour, ironically. Like, who's going to wake up for that? But anyway, this is like a daily reality for people, to the point where your own mother and father who raised you, who fed you as a child, who brought you up, you could be that indoctrinated to turn on them.
Yeah.
Only religion can do something like this. It really takes over your cognitive, rational thinking.
But they are rational, though. They're like, if you believe in Allah and you believe in Muhammad being his last messenger, and that man said, love me more than your parents, then it's rational with that line of thinking. So that's why you need to tell them that this is all BS. That's why lipstick Muslims or reformists don't play any part in that, because reformists are like, oh no, that's just his action. No, if you believe that Muhammad was the most perfect man who ever lived, and we need to follow in his footsteps, and we need to take every word uttered out of his mouth, we need to literally take it, and we need to honor and respect it
because we want to get to heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then it all makes sense. It's perfect. It's rational. It's perfectly rational. So that's why Islam has no place in the modern world. It needs to go.
And can I just say one thing on this as well? Like, it was really interesting because I was recently thinking about my own thinking, because when I was 9 and I put the hijab on, because again, I was going to Quran classes in the mosque, and my Quran teacher wore hijab, and we all wore hijab in there, and she told me that this was required in Islam. I was obviously of the mindset that, hey, I want to be a good Muslim. I want to follow God and I want to go to heaven, right? So then when I put it on and people around me in my own family didn't have it on, and I thought to myself, how can they all be adults who I look up to and they don't have it on? Do they not want to go to heaven, or are they not scared of hell, or do they not think that hell is actually what hell is? And I think for me, seeing them around me not following it down to the letter made me think, oh, if they're grown-up adults, because I'm a little girl, if they're grown-up adults and they're okay with not following a commandment and still thinking that they'll be okay, maybe there's not all this to hell, that it's not being hung by the eyelids and burnt alive and roasted again and then crying for water and being burnt with boiling water. Like, that shit got to me when I was 9. I was like, how do I save myself from this? But yeah, so when I say it stagnates your mind, it really inhibits the elements of compassion and empathy and like rationality when it comes to like murder. Like, he's celebrating not gambling, not drinking. I would much rather he went to the casino twice a week and had a few drinks than murder. And yet in their priority list, that's like a good thing.
Yeah. And then a lipstick Muslim would defend it that way. Oh, but the Quran says now if you kill one man, as though it's like you've killed all men.
Yes, that was
all
for
humanity.
that was for the Israelites, though. That's literally copy pasted. Read the next line, reformist Muslim.
Yeah, but
Don't do
not
an Obama. Don't pull a Barack Obama on us.
Yeah, but not only just that though. Yes, even if you say, but the next line also says that unless for someone spending.
Yes, but you and I are spreading corruption right now. That's what Ali Dawah, when he tries to give warnings to ex-Muslims, he literally says those words verbatim. He's like, if you're causing mischief, fitna in the land,
you know, with your little mischief, and look at this, This is a Sahih Hadith, Sunan Nasai 4070. There was a blind man who killed his sex slave, whom he had a baby with, a child with. So he used to, the sex slave used to curse Muhammad. So one day he just killed her. And when he appeared in the court or before Muhammad, he told, "Hey Muhammad, she used to abuse you. She used to insult you. That's why I killed her." Muhammad said, "I bear witness that her blood is permissible." Well, why did Muhammad not say, "Oh, if you kill one person, then it is as though you've killed entire mankind or humanity"? Why didn't he say it? Because it's allowed, you dumbasses. It's just like, this is so stupid. And look, again, they know it. That's the thing. You've got these lipstick Muslims that they come and they tell us, or they come and tell these scholars that they don't know what Islam is. Hang on a second. Let me tell you what real Islam is. I haven't read the whole Quran. I haven't read the Hadiths. I haven't read any fiqh book. But let me tell you what Islam is. I've heard this verse that says, if you kill one person, then it is as though you've killed entire humanity. Get out of here, I don't have time for this nonsense.
Yeah, and Horace, just like that last hadith you showed, where obviously he killed the slave girl, and then the Prophet said, "That's absolutely fine, like, good on you, actually, if she was cursing me." Is that not what we see exactly today in 2022 in countries like Pakistan, when a murderer of a blasphemer comes out, he has been given garlands of flowers to celebrate what he's done? Is that not like literally the modern day equivalent of that?
Exactly. Even the law of Pakistan says that you're not allowed to do this. But when this guy killed the governor, look at him. Look at this. You're talking about garlands. There you go. Look, 1 million people turned up. Look at these rose petals. These are the garlands you're talking about. Look at him. He was celebrated. This guy killed his employer. This guy killed Salman Taseer for simply saying that, oh, maybe we need to revisit the blasphemy law. There you go. He was a police officer. He had taken an oath to protect Salman Taseer with his own life, but he ended up taking his life. Look at it. These are the garlands you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly that.
So instead of telling us that, oh, this guy was wrong, blah blah blah, why you demonizing Islam, go and fix your own community first, okay? Then come and tell us. This is the same thing happened with the progressive Muslim dude or whatever. It's like, man, why do you come here and tell us? Oh, no. The 1.8 billion Muslims have got Islam wrong. They got it wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So go tell them, okay?
It would be much better use of your time.
Instead of telling me.
Nowhere, yeah.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.